GB News presenter Colin Brazier erupted at the SNP for promoting a course in white privilege and race for teachers and young pupils in a move he claims helps widen the woke gap between Scotland and the rest of the UK. The GB News presenter condemned the decision from Education Scotland, an institution associated with the Scottish Government, to urge its teachers to explore their white fragility. The SNP has come under serious criticism in recent months over a series of new policies critics have branded as a woke campaign. Colin Brazier weighed in on the latest move, saying, "Scottish children are to be taught that the concept of race was deliberately invented by Europeans to justify crimes against humanity. Their teachers, meanwhile, including those at Scotland's primary schools, will be encouraged to take a so-called white privilege test and set about decolonizing the curriculum. Instructions come from an agency of the Scottish Government. They ask teachers to identify and examine their own white fragility. For those of you who haven't been paying attention, white fragility is defined as the defensiveness shown by white people when confronted with the reality of racial inequality." The guidance, produced by Education Scotland, highlights what it calls white tears, in which white person starts crying in response to an accusation of racism that they have committed. The GB News presenter continued, "It goes on, while the committer feels sad/guilty/ashamed, focus should not be with them but with the person who has experienced harm. The instructions are likely to further widen the woke gap that's emerging between Scotland and the rest of the UK." The SNP government has been condemned for a range of recent measures which critics say smack of intolerance. They include encouraging children as young as 4 to embrace transgenderism without parental knowledge and a hate crime bill that criminalizes ill-chosen words, even when uttered in an individual's own home. Education Scotland's latest move falls into step with other policies adopted across the UK in the aftermath of the Black Lives Matter protests that swept through the country last year. Teachers' unions have urged institutions to review their current curricula to ensure a more transparent set of courses if offered to pupils. In regards to Britain's colonial past, in April, the NASUT union backed a motion urging members to work with representatives from the Black Lives Matter movement to have Black history fully embedded and taught across the curriculum. The union's General Secretary Dr. Patrick Roach said, "Education has a vital role to play in teaching future generations about our country's shared history." The NASUT is calling for the decolonizing of curriculums across the UK. NASUT's former president Michelle Codrington-Rogers conceded there was some discomfort among teachers about the motion but said the efforts to decolonize the curricula could help change the narrative around the history of minorities in the UK. She said, "Many schools and our colleagues focus on and centralize the pain and suffering of communities, such as slavery and partition. That does have long-lasting effects on the students who are taught their heritage is only based in pain. All subjects have a responsibility to change the narrative that Black people have only got a history of enslavement and colonization. Our ancestors were philosophers, scientists, military strategists, authors, writers, activists, and so much more."